else has a question?
Naila.
Naila.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You are a smart lady.
Thank you. Thank you. Your vehicle mentioned that, of course, we should.
No shoulds.
We are to get rid of
Good.
cell phones and those digital devices.
Or at least use them minimally.
Absolutely. My question is, in terms of communicating with others that need to get this information, this liberating information that you have been dispensing, and I was thinking more specifically in terms of, say, the African American community that typically has its head in the sand, is very religious, and won't listen to anything that even sounds like astrology or anything like that.
Why do you think that is?
A lot of conditioning and in the DNA. You know, it's ingrained.
In the DNA, you are very right. It is ingrained, and yet all people can have a spark that can open them. And just to add this before you continue, years ago we said when we began our work on May 18th, we entered your reality just a few days ago, but 1988. And as people started waking up and showing up in droves, our vehicle, and we used to say, well, you are time-coded. And if everyone woke up at once, you could not be accommodated. Imagine a whole bunch of babies needing to be fed at once and only a few that can feed them. You follow?
Yes.
So even as you call the African-American black community, they may be very stuck. And they are conditioned and clustering together to protect each other and to assure each other we are safe, we are okay. It is like doing the familiar. But after a while, that too grows old, and they too will be time-coded when it's time to awaken. You follow this?
Yes.
What is your question now?
Well, basically, you've answered the question, because the question had to do with how do you communicate not using those vehicles? Everyone is everywhere, regardless of what nationalities we are, and we've taken to using the Facebooks and social medias and LinkedIn and so forth. Now we know that these things are just avenues for
they are actually, and all these things are designed to keep you in a 5th grade mentality. Can you remember 5th grade? Anyone? About 10 years old, 11 years old. You're not grown up yet, but the cliques and the who's who and this, and you want friends, but you're not sure who's going to be your friend, and it is all creating people, taking them back to more of an infantile, adolescent type behavior. So how does one communicate? First of all, if you have to have these devices, do not let them rule you. It's like having a drink. Can you have one drink without drinking the whole bottle? If you can't, and you are an alcoholic, then you have to admit it and put the darn cell phone away and get a landline and trust that when you are on the road that you can live without being constantly in touch with your family. This is all a social engineering game. Up until 10 years ago, everyone lived without being in touch all the time. People would go overseas for the summer and not talk to anyone because it was too much of a hassle to call. Now they can't go for 5 minutes. As soon as the airplane lands, hi, I'm landed. Hi, I'm going to the bathroom. Hi, I'm getting a hot dog. Hi, I've just ordered pizza instead. Let me Yelp this pizza review here. They were terrible. This is stupid. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, now, it's very important to understand that everything that you learn, if you never say a word, you are broadcasting it. Everything that you are, you broadcast. That is why you get next to people who are weird and you say, it's a weird person, I don't want to be by them. They may never say a word. Everyone broadcasts who and what they are. As you become more aware, the energy starts to flow through you. And you vibrate, or you have a frequency that is a little quicker, it's more enhanced, it's a little more exciting, you would have a stronger aura, it would be in your energy field. And of course, the very best way to communicate with people is one-on-one, to have real conversations. And so, you know, the old-fashioned way used to be, hey, I came across this book. Here, read this book. People don't want to read books today. And so the globalists are very successful in getting you away from books, because you see, with the book, you use your imagination and you can stop and think. And you ruminate. And then you go into soft focus and you change your brain waves. And this, of course, is very exciting. You could have people over for discussions and start to call in the higher forces and say, I want to help other people. I ask that my guides and higher forces of good intention from other dimensions work through me to help me facilitate the awakening and the awareness of others. And I ask that they find me, and that I am guided to speak to the right people at the right time. Start small, and start with the idea that you are going to help people feel empowered and feel successful, whether they manifest $10 extra, or whether they make it through the winter without being sick because they decide they don't need to be sick anymore, because they understand, you mean I can believe I'm going to be well and I will be well? Instead of believing, I'm probably going to get sick this winter because the flu's going around. And then you build on your intentions and your reputation. And you use the devices selectively, to augment what you are doing. You follow this?
I do.
Because you see, when you are on the devices and you send people things on the devices to read all this stuff, and they read the devices and watch the devices, they don't stop and ruminate and think. The devices throw you into a programmable trance. Your brainwave cycles reduce, as you see on the chart here. And instead of being in a higher vibration thinking, you go into the TV programmable state. Just so that you understand, our vehicle a few classes ago read some of the quotes about the inventors of TV in the early 50s, and they said, wow, we never imagined that it would be so effective, but I would never let my children near it. How do you like that? And then someone else, a president of a university, said, in the 50s, some of you were not even born then, he said, if we continue with this type of programming, we are headed for an ignorant, dumbed-down country. And that was the innocent programs in the 50s he was commenting about. What about the trash? The sexual trash? The movie stars, the music, all of this trash that people gravitate to towards entertainment. You know what people used to do for entertainment? Women would get together, make things, do things, and talk. And then they would see, after they chatted and had a good time, that there was something that they made. That is a hint. Get people to make things again, whether it is potluck suppers, that everything has to be cooked from scratch, not running to the store to bring a bag of chips. Or to get people together and make things and have discussions about the changing world. You will attract the people. Absolutely. They are ready. Do you understand?
Yes.
People, especially people of color, are ready to understand that you have been sold a bill of goods as victims. And yes, you participated in a huge movement of slavery. Huge. But you know, there's a man today who wrote a book. His name is Michael Tellinger. And he wrote a book called Slave Species of the Gods. His contention, it has very valid point, is that everyone on the planet, in some manner or another, is a slave of these sky gods. And these sky gods are the creators of every religion on the planet. And most of your religions have you praying to a cross. Well, These sky gods, the name of their planet is Nibiru, but also Planet X, which is also a cross, and their planet is known as the planet of the crossing. So there's not a religion out there that is not calling in and praying to these devious Anunnaki. Better think about this. Yes.